John the Valiant was devastated by the death of Ilushka. He decided to leave home again and continue his journey. He met a potter whose horse cart was stuck in the mud. John helped the man, who then warned him that he was about to cross the border into the land of the giants. Dismissing the danger, John continued his journey. Soon he was faced with a giant ranger who wanted to kill him by stamping down on him. But John drew his sword and the giant stepped into it. He crashed to the ground, forming a bridge across a stream with his huge body. John used it to get to the other side, and while doing so, he slit his opponent's throat. Soon after, he reached the Giant King's castle, where the ruler and his countless sons were having lunch. The king, full of malice, dared John to accept a piece of rock to eat. John took the rock and threw it at the king's forehead with all his might. The giant king fell to the ground, dead. His sons wept over their father's death and asked John to be their king. He declined and, before he left, he was gifted with a whistle. The giant's sons told him to blow into it whenever he needed help. John resumed his journey. He soon arrived at the land of darkness, which was inhabited by witches who got around on their brooms. John spotted Ilushka's stepmother among them. The witches were making their way to a national assembly where they were planning to concoct a horrible potion in a big cauldron. John blew his whistle to call the giants. With their help, he killed all the witches, including Ilushka's wicked stepmother. John burned all the brooms on a huge bonfire, and the land of darkness suddenly transformed into a sunlit, peaceful landscape. After several years of further wandering, John finally arrived at the shores of the uncrossable ocean. He blew into his whistle and the giant appeared. He waded across the ocean with John on his shoulders. After 3 weeks, they reached an island. It was the land of the fairies. Its 3 gates were guarded by intimidating guardians, the first by 3 bears, the second by 3 lions, and the last one by a dragon snake. John succeeded in slaying the bears and the lions. When it came to the dragon snake, he jumped into its throat, found its heart, and stabbed it with his sword. Then he climbed out of the snake's skin and saw the beautiful island before him. Everything on the land of the fairies was fabulous, but John was sad. He was unable to feel happy without Ilushka. He wanted to kill himself. He saw a beautiful lake and tossed into it the rose from Ilushka's tomb. It turned out that the water of this lake had life-giving properties. As the rose submerged, the form of Ilushka emerged from the water. Happily reunited, the two lovers got married and were proclaimed king and queen of the land of the fairies. They lived happily ever after.